Hello, can you hear me? Good. That's very good. Hello, everyone. So, I suppose we should start now. It's 8:05. We were going to have a short moment to allow people to join in, and I think nine participants. 9 participants sounds like a good number. So, I guess I should introduce myself, Michael Washington Kimani. I'm the man lead. And yeah, today we're going to have a session. We're going to introduce. We thought it was a good idea to have a sort of bootcamp for man development. So it starts today, and we're going to start with the introduction of the module and the introduction to Git and GitHub. So if time allows, we're going to go through the basics of GitHub and Git and all that stuff. So for all the people that are in, I suppose we should kick off. I have some slides here that we can look at before we start. Yeah. Hello? So I'm trying to locate that thingy that people use. Oh, found it. There we go. So these are just basic things that will help us introduce Git and Git version control, because we had this idea that if we introduce Git and GitHub, we shall have introduced version control, and having had introduced version control, tutakuwa tumeonyesha watu how to control their code and how to manage the code they write and how to host it on GitHub, or how to, I guess the right word is host. Yeah, how to host it on GitHub. So basically, those are the things we're going to go through today, and I hope you'll bear with us through the session. And I hope we shall learn together. So the title ya leo, well, the whole module inaitwa full stack web development, but today's main focus will be on introduction to the course and version control with Git and GitHub, as it says in the poster. So I have, well, some basic slides here. So version control is where Git and GitHub revolves around. So version control is a system that keeps records of the changes of your changes, and users keep the entire code and history on their local machines. It allows people to develop collaboratively. So let's say if maybe you have a project that mna execute mkiwa watu several, and some people maybe tuseme you're building an app, and maybe one person is responsible for coloring and styling and everything, and the other person is responsible for API requests, like the stuff we were taught about in API 101 by Alex, and regards to Alex, by the way, for that. So if different people are responsible for different things on an app, and this collaborative development, GitHub and Git allows version control, basically should allow and allows collaborative development, and allows you to know who made what changes and when. So as we're going to see, we're going to build some basic things and make changes to them and see what happens when that stuff happens. When we make changes and control the versions of whatever we have, it also allows you to revert any changes and go back to a previous state. That's why it's called version control. You know, sometimes some things are developed and changes may introduce bugs, and people feel like the best decision is to go back to a previous version. That's what is called reverting the changes. So what's Git? Git is a version control tool which allows you to manage and track changes or files over time. When you create a repository, don't worry about the terms. This term here, we're going to know what it is, and we are going to look at these things. So don't be intimidated by the notes and everything. Yeah. So basically, that is that. What is a repository? It is a collection of all the files and all the history of all of those files, which consists of your commits. We are going to see what commits are, and it is a place where your hard work is stored, obviously. So it's a safe way to keep your code, and I supposed to safeguard your code. So if GitHub is a remote repository in which you can host your local repository. So you can see here that this is GitHub over here. If only you could see what I'm doodling. Is there something to doodle with? Let's see. These things are strange. I not draw. Wait, if anyone knows how to draw in this, please show me.
Is that a PowerPoint?
Yeah, it's a PowerPoint. How do I doodle on it?
You want to draw?
Yeah, sure. So far, how are we going? Please communicate, guys, in Seneca chats and everything. Ask whatever you want to ask. Let make it interactive. This is Ken Kama. I'm summoning things and saying things on my own. So apparently I'm stumped. I don't know how to doodle on this thingy. Where is the for things? Oh dear Lord, Jesus. Review, blah, 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 blah. Okay. What I was trying to do is I wanted to show you the focus on. Oh, you can see my mouse. Why did I do that? So hapa hivi mahali na circle, that's the GitHub and their servers and their processes and wherever they store the files. So this is Alice's machine. She has made a copy of the files kutoka kwa GitHub. She can make changes directly to the GitHub and pull changes that have been made by Amy on her local clone, and Sita do the same. So we're going to do that and tutaangalia tuone. This was just a basic introduction. Niko na some other extensive notes. Let me share them. Where is the other thing? Let's share let me share the other. Oh, where is it? I had some other pretty decent notes. Let me scramble them around ni share ndo muone. Maybe nitazituma kwa group afterwards so that you can refer to them whenever you need to. Here we go. So hizi ziko extensive. Ni introduction to Git, as you can see. Oops. So we are going to learn about these things, what commit and pull and push and sync is, and what they do to your code, the elements of the basic Git workflow tutaangalia, how Git allows you to work across multiple computers. We'll check that too. We'll check how Git allows you and your partner to work together. That ni hiyo yenye tumepitia tukasema collaborative development. So you can see here it says that Git is a distributed version control system. So wherever you are and whatever machine you're on, unaweza access your code or your files. So you keep your files in a repository on your local machine. You can synchronize your repository with a remote repository. So hii repository on a server near remote, the files that you have saved on GitHub and stuff. If you move from one machine to another, you can pick up the changes by synchronizing with the server. We'll try to see if we can do that too, if time allows us. I hope I won't talk a lot and keep you from doing the things to nini. So first of all, by the show of hand or by texting, wenye mko na GitHub accounts nionyesheni. If you all have GitHub accounts, please show me or say it. Naona Erika kuna account. Awesome. That's great. Nice. This is great. So you all are familiar with this stuff. Nani mwingine akona account? We need to know so that if we need to start from the most basics, we can do that. Tutaenda step by step. Please tell us about your account, the status of your, or whether you do or do not have an account. We can start from there. Right. Let's see. So for those wenye nice. If you created just recently, that's awesome. Then we shall see to tapitia through. We can start from the basics, like from introduction, from installation into your local machine. We shall show you how to create. Maybe today utaunda your first repository. I'm referring to Stella. That's awesome. If most of you have an account ya GitHub, that's incredible. Na wangapi ndo wame set up Git in their local system in a way that you can make changes to repositories and you can pull and push and commit whatever. Nice. I mean, of course. Alex, that's awesome. Okay, I guess should I just type something for the sake of it? Yeah, I should. Before I do that, acha nini. So hapa hivi unaweza git whatever. Oh God, dear Lord. Git download. So kwa wale wenye just set up Git locally, unahitaji download Git. When you download Git, depending on your operating system, there kuna Git for every operating system, but I suppose Linux ukuja na Git by default. While we are at it, please text to me kwa chat who I have a pop quiz. Who created Git? Meanwhile, for those when you wanna Git, let me send this link. Control C, Control V. There you go. Yes. This is indeed right. Eric, that's right. Linus Torvalds ndiye aliunda Git. And for those who don't know, Linus Torvalds ndiye aliunda the Linux operating system. Although it was augmented from, I've forgotten. We just keep in mind Linus Torvalds was the father of Linux, the Linux operating system. Ilikuwa augmented from something called GNU, and that's why ukiinstall inasemanga GNU Linux. That. So kama kuna kuna anyone alikuwa anahitaji download Git and that stuff. If so, yes, please go ahead and download. So I'll stop sharing the thing I was sharing and share my Git whatever. There was something running in there. So kama ume set up Git, by set up Git locally inamaanisha ume set up username, ume set up email, na ume create SSH. There are people using the Linux. Linux iko na Git by default, if I'm not wrong. By default Git, ebu enda kwa open, whomever is using Linux, enda kwa terminal uandike git -- version uone. If you're on Linux, it should have Git. Inakwanga na Git by default, just as inakwanga na Python. Ni wenye wanahitaji download an installation package not for Windows. So let me share my Git bash. Should I? Let me share my terminal ndio ikue like sort of general for all of us. You understand that it inaweza kuwa accessed from the terminal as well. So in a minute. There we go. So The gentleman on Linux, if it's possible, please confirm to us if you've found your Git. Kama umepata Git, this is what you should write. Itakuletea the version ya Git. So if that's alright, by kusetup Git namaanisha if you went to your Git and did this, itakuletea jina yako yenye umesetup, and if you went to your Git or did this, itakuletea those details. If inakuletea hizi details, it means you have set it up. There's that, and also there's kuna ile SSH. SSH inamaanisha secure shell. Nice, that's awesome. Elias, iko sawa. If inaleta the version ya Git, iko sawa. It's working perfectly. So by set up SSH, namaanisha huwezi make changes kwa remote repositories if you have not set up your SSH. And by set up SSH namaanisha if you went to your GitHub, let me show you right now. In a minute, if you went to your GitHub utakuwa na hizo SSH keys. So hapa hivi kwa GitHub, what is that? Kwa GitHub enda kwa your settings. Where are my settings? So hapa hivi kwa SSH and GPG keys, you can see I have several SSHs kulingana na the whatever I have several SSH keys kulingana na the systems zenye nime log into. So you need to create this ndo uweze control the GitHub repositories. Lakini for now I think GitHub wako na docs za nini. I don't think tutaweza kufanya nini in real time. I don't know what do you think? Hebu niambieni kwa chat if you do that in real time ama niwaonyeshe tu alafu then afterwards you can do it on your own. Please tell me if we should do it in real time ama you can do it on your own. So I can show you where to get those instructions. GitHub kwa docs zao wako na a way to, let's see how to connect, how to create SSH keys. Oh yeah, found it. Naweza tuma hii link and you can check it out later. Kuna hii, and there are different OSs. Kuna Mac, Linux and Windows. Now you can do this. So you'll first need to know if your machine is, so naona hapa hivi kuna hii link ya SSH key generator. This is for UEFI, I think. Yeah, in ya UEFI na hii ni ya legacy systems. So utaenda kwa nini? Utaenda kwa mashine yako uangalie boot mode yake. So utaenda tu kwa you can press, I think in Windows R. Yeah, Windows R. Where is that thing? Ukifinya Windows R, then write ms info 32. When you press ms info, ukiandika kwa hiyo nini Windows R whatever, ukiandika ms info 32, it will show you something like this. Let me show you in a minute. It will show you something like this. So hapa hivi kuja uangalie this I don't know. Yeah, you can see my pointer hapa hivi kwa BIOS mode. You can see my machine is a legacy machine. So if I were to generate a new SSH key, I'd need to I'd need to use your CLI command your legacy systems. Once you have done that, and uh, here you'll go through these steps, alafu open git bash or whatever. Wait, hold on. Blah blah blah. Let's say using SSH key, about SSH, whatever, or adding SSH to your GitHub account. Once create the SSH, itakuwa saved within your system, alafu utaenda kwa nini, kwa git bash, you take this. Oh, and don't forget, you write this command. Don't forget to change this name. Yeah, itaonyeshana, it will show you your SSH key, the file, the name of the file. Then you copy it to the clipboard. This line copies it to the clipboard. Then you can come to GitHub and whatever. GitHub. Kwa settings. Kwa settings, uende kwa SSH in case. Then here, then you can say add new SSH. You can name it whatever you want and paste the content up. If you need help, you can contact me. I'll help wherever I can. So that's basically it. Let's dive into the good stuff. So as you can see, no, you cannot. Let me share. Should I share my entire screen? Yeah, sure. There's no harm in that, I suppose. Ooh la la. So as you can see, let's see if I have let's close this. If anyone has any problem, in text wherever you can reach me through, and tutapitia whatever you want us to go through. This is unpleasant. I don't like this mirror, if infinity mirror, whatever. We shall make do with it however we can. Let me close some unnecessary apps here. Settings, I don't even know what I was doing in settings. So as you can see, hapa hivi niko kwa, let me change directory into my desktop. Okay, someone is having a problem with, yeah. Ooh la la. Someone has a problem with Linux and GitHub and Git and whatever. So tumesema Git ni a platform, yeah, kwenye website, kwenye application, kwenye anything and everything. So GitHub is a platform. Yeah, by the way, I have another pop quiz. Who owns GitHub? Semeni kwa chat. So GitHub ni, it's a create remote repositories. We shall look what tutaangalia what repositories are, and don't worry, if you wanna feel lost, we shall clear things up quite soon. So GitHub is just a platform for hosting your stuff, or hosting your code. so that you can access it remotely. One of the biggest applications in GitHub ni that unaweza access your code from anywhere despite having or not having your own machine. So as you can see, let's see if I have some sensible. No. Let's make a new directory and call it what Git 101, I guess. Then let's change into that Git 101. Sorry about the noise. Then let's open this in my code editor. It's taking forever. All right. So this is my VS Code as a create. Today tutafanya tu some basic stuff. Actually, let me just create a text file. Hello. Who writes hello like that? Jesus, text, and it's taking forever. Meanwhile, uh, about that. Ooh, yeah. Please bear with the mirror effect. Please bear with me. Your mirror effect, I don't like it. The infinity mirror, I like it. I know you don't either, but please bear with me. I need to share my entire screen so you can see the switching and toggling of the apps and stuff. So I had a pop quiz earlier. GitHub, who owns GitHub? Namsi Google? Just say whomever you think it is. Let's go back to whatever this thing is called. To VS Code and hello. Just write anything. Hello. My name is Washington Kimani. Nope, Kimani. I am excited today. How do you write excited? I think like that. Today. So as you can see, nimefanya changes kwa this file. Hatuwezi ona that dot hapa. I have autosave on. Let me switch it off. Alafu naweza sema something else. Doing good. So as you can see, I'm making changes. Forgive my black box. Inataka kunisuggestia things that I don't know. What are these? Anyways, so I've made changes to my local file yenye tusha create hapa hivi. As you can see, this hello.txt, and the editor has a way of tracking changes. You can see indicate hapa hivi this white dot here. It's indicating that I've made changes. I've made changes to my txt file. So if I saved this, imeondoka juu I have saved the changes. So GitHub operate the same way. Whenever you make change to your files, to your code or to your whatever, yeah, sorry about that. So whenever you make changes to your code, to your whatever it is that you have hosted, whatever it is that you have pushed to GitHub, it can track the changes. If you make the changes, like this code editor has a way, niki control Z, itarudi nyuma. Do you remember that thing we said venye tulisema unaweza kwa zile what is the control? undo inakuanga nini? Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, whatever. So you remember us saying that unaweza revert changes. You can revert. It's the same thing as Control Z. Or if you feel like umefikisha your code, you've messed up, you can revert to a previous version. It's the same thing. So let's control the versions from GitHub. So the first step is initialize this file, this folder as a Git repository. And for that, tutaenda kwa our terminal where it's open. I guess you can see. So there is this command in it, or git init. So basically this initializes this folder, hii folder yenye tuko yenye tumeita git11. It initializes it as a Git repository. So if I did that, as you can see, initialized empty Git repository in whatever blah 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 there. The file is located, the path of the folder. So hapa hivi tukiweza fanya ls a, oops, I suppose I should use bash for that. I mean, Windows going to misbehave. Turn from the git bash. Bash, git bash, git bash. Okay. There you go. Let's close this up. It's of no use anymore. I have the slowest mouse. Dear Lord. Let's close this up. Acha tufanye a little bit bigger and zoom in a bit. So we can CD into that, whatever we have. So as you can see hapa hivi kuna hii, we shall come to check that. Kuna hii master, we shall say what it means in a field. So if I press with a flag of A, you can see there's this git something E. This is a folder that has been created by Git. So all the changes that we're going to make zitakuwa saved into this folder. So as you can see, tukija hapa hivi, if we went back to our VS Code, unaona kuna hii ua hapa hivi. Now if I hover on it, it says untracked. This is because the folder has been made a Git repository, or it has been made a Git repository. When we run that command here, git init. I'm sorry, nime switch terminals into the git bash. Hatuwezi iona hiyo, but as you see, this folder to may initialize as a Git repository, so we can Git can track the changes that are being made to the files inside the folder. So since this has not, since this kuna changes and they are untracked, that's why this has a label, yeah, U, or whatever you call that letter, U or U, whatever. So now the folder knows that it has some changes that has not been tracked. So the next command we're going to do is add. Git add space. Basically this hii huwa inafanya all the changes that has been made in this folder to this Git folder yenye ina keep track of the changes. So if we did that, you can see that hapa hivi, let me move this aside, come back to this. You can see that the flag imechange into an A, which means index added. So the changes that has been made to this folder has been added to Git. And if we, I don't know if we can cd into .git and ls in here, you can see there are the configs and description and hooks and this index. Wow, dear Lord. You can see that inaonyesha hapa hivi. Let me move this down a little bit so you can see index added. So basically that's that, let's go back to the main folder. Oh dear. So the second command we have run is git add, and e dot, this dot here, means everything that is in this directory, add it to the dot git, this that keeps the track, that keeps track of the changes that are being made to the repository. So to clear the mist, this git11 is our repository, and this dot git is a folder, directory, whichever you want to call it, that has been created inside the repository. So sorry about that. I don't know how to switch off the notifications. Sorry, if you see any text, just ignore them and forgive me for that. Tumeongeza all the changes that tumefanya ndani ya this git101 folder. We have added them to the .git folder that has been created automatically by Git for keeping track of the changes. So this other command, git commit, I hope you can, we run it with a flag, yeah, m-m. These are just flags. This flag means message. So if you make changes to your Git, or you'll need to say, maybe today we have done some changes to this code, to this app, to the text. Let's just refer to this text yenye tunaunda hapa hivi, and let me check if there are any texts so that I don't mislead or leave anyone behind. Good. So this git commit -m inamaanisha commit these changes with this message. This m means message, ni flag ya message, so we can say first commit. Since it's our first commit, we can say that. So you can see that the commitment yenye tumefanya, one file changed, for options, and imeunda this commit, this log here yenye nimeselect, as you can see. Let me switch, let me iache kuunda hiyo mirror, whatever. So this is the, you can see it has logged into this. Okay, let me not get into that right now. So tumecommit the first commit, and the message is first commit. So you might be wondering, okay, sasa tumefanya the commitment and everything, and all the nini, ile flag ilikuwa hapa hivi ishatoka. So it means that how about getting it to GitHub? So for that, you'll need to go to your GitHub account now, and
Washington, sauti yako inapotea potea kidogo.
oh dear, ni wapi ndiko sijasikika? I'll go through that again.
I don't know if ni mimi pekee ama ni kwa wote. You can just react or you can just DM either.
Yeah, please, if watu, kuna anyone mwenye anipati clearly, just speak up. It's not a lecture based, well, technically it's an it should be an interactive session. Kama if there's anyone mwenye amesikia left behind or anything, just nitumie text hapa hivi kwa chats, and we shall see what we shall see. So tulikuwa kwa create repository. Let's create a new hapa hivi. As you can see, nimekuja kwa okay, let me go back. Nimekuja kwa, if you go to your GitHub hapa hivi account, unaona hapa hivi juu kwa link nimeandika GitHub / whatever the username natumia, inani identify uniquely. So I do not know what this is. Something went wrong. Whatever it is, whatever. So as you can see, there's a tab here, yeah, repositories, and hapa hivi kuna button, yeah, new. So you create a new repository hapo hivyo, so you can give it a name. I'll give it intro to Git. Oh dear, let me put some dashes. intro to Git. That's not a dash. Come on. All right. So intro to Git, that's the name I want my repository to have. And the description is a simple introduction to Git. To Git and GitHub. Alrighty. Una click create new repository. It's creating a repository. So as you can see, kuna hizi steps zenye tumepitia. We won't need to create a readme file. We can check that later. So tulifanya git init, which initialized our local folder as a Git repository and showed us that there are files that have not been added to the Git directory. And we did this. We committed our first commit with this -m. So this is where the good stuff is. A Git branch. Let's copy that, and I need you to keep your eyes on this e master app iv. When we run that command there, git dear lord, no, that's not what I wanted. Okay, git branch -m main. So keep your eyes on this thingy, master here. If I run that, it will change to main. So hiyo ni branch, that's just the main branch ya your Git repository. Okay, branching huwa inasaidia. Okay, let me just go to the docs on GitHub. I don't know if they are going to help us or whatever. GitHub. Okay, let's not check that now. So right now, let me show you something right here. Hata tufungue one of my repositories and show you blah 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 blah. Let's open this one. So as you can see up here, these are the branches. Since I changed the branches, my Git repository as okay, branches, it's as simple as it says. Ni the sections of your code. Unaweza kuwa na several branches. Now you can switch between the branches and you can make changes to specific branches. So maybe tuseme you have a full stack. Okay, I don't want to dive into that, but let's just for the sake of it. Tuseme you have a full stack application. The front end iko one branch na the back end iko a different branch. So you can make someone saying they are not getting me at all. What exactly do you mean by that? And sorry for the inconvenience. Please explain to us what it is that is the problem. That's branching. It's a section of your code that you can make specific changes, but like to make entire repository, unaweza make changes to that specific branch. Na ndo maana you can see change this branch into main. We changed into main, as you can. Let me change the background a bit clear. Yeah, tumefanya git branch with this flag and we changed the main branch into tukaiita main. So to connect our GitHub, as you can see, even if hapa tukirudi to load, haitaonyeshana that text, haitaonyeshana hiyo git 101 whatever or whatever the text is, bado haonyeshani even if we reload. That's because we have not connected it to the local GitHub, to the local repository, sorry, to the local repository. So we shall do this git remote add origin. So this This connects our local repository to the remote repository, therefore the name. So we can paste that link in it, copy. Dear Lord, why? Let's see. I guess you got a clipboard somewhere. There we go. So we have added our remote repository. We have connected our remote repository to our local repository. And if we pushed the changes, so pushing the changes, basically what this means, niko na hizo slides nitawatumia. You'll see the words and the terminologies in depth. This is just a brush over the basics. In my local repository, I would like them to reflect on my remote repository. We'll say origin git push dash u or bug here origin main means to this branch I want to choose I want to push changes. The changes I've made in this file are correspondent to the main branch. So if we did that, it's taking its sweet time. So our local repository na our remote repository size iko in sync. And if you can remember, hapa hivi tuliona close to that thingy nilifunga. Sorry about that. Can we get it back? I don't think so. Or yeah, we can get it back. Whoa, that was not supposed to happen. Yeah. Ah, dear Lord, where is it? Oh yeah. I want each version is called a commit. So as you hear, so each version of a file, sasa to commit the first time. So that commit is one version. If we make changes and commit again, it will be a completely different version. That's why wanasema each commit is called a version. So if anyone is having any problem, please communicate. Niambie ama ni text ama whatever. However you can reach me. Yeah. Let me reply to something here. Just a second, please. Bear with me. Let me reply to some texts. So good. That's very good. I was confirming with a member that had a problem with everything. So I want you to watch this. So nikireload hapa hivi, GitHub will automatically show that we made changes and the repository has successfully created. So as you can see, this is what we created. Iko hapa, ndio hii. Hello, my name is Washington. I'm excited today, doing good. And tukienda hapa hivi, you can see those are the same things that indicate in my code editor. So I want you to look at this. That's why we said it's very important that we do that git commit -m and write some message. This is why. As you can see here, this is our commit message. Sorry about that. So tukiclick hapa hivi itasema showing one changed file for additions, 0 deletions. Ni hizo changes tumefanya ndani ya nini. So the commit message unaona hata it can show the time we committed these changes. Look at this commit log here, this number and this one here. This one here, hapa. So you can see ni the same. E6A, FE, 64A, blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing. It's the same thing over here. So that's the commit log. So hapa hivi tukikuja tufanye, sorry, if we did this git log, what's the flag? Okay, apparently it's not a flag, it's a command. So you can see, let me expand. Sidhani itaonyeshana. Let's begin and change the background so it's a little clear. So you can see hapa hivi tukisema git log, ina log all the changes that we have made to this app, and that's why nilisema you need to do that git config thing. Hii yenye tulifanya hapa hivi user.name. So as you can see hapa hivi naleta Washington Kimani na we needed this ndio ikuwe na this property here. You can see it can reflect my name and my email. So we needed to, if you have not, please do git locally. This is the reason for that. So it knows that the author of these changes is Washington and this is their email. So as you can see, this is the only logged changes. This is the only commit that you have done. As you can see in the messages here. So that's basically the whole process. You could create a repository, initializing it, and committing the changes to GitHub and connecting it. Let's go back to that. Unaweza ona there's this thing here. There's this link here. As you can see, kuna hii link, and you can see inasema SSH. That is because my GitHub knows that I've created an SSH key for this machine. And if we copied it, let's copy this. Utaona it's not, let's paste it somewhere we can evaluate it. Paste. Let's go copy the link. Copy. Paste here. So as you can see, it's not a conventional link. It's not like this HTTP link. So this is is ni link here SSH. So it creates a secure tunnel to make changes to your repositories. So if you set up your SSH keys locally kwa machine yako, utakuwa una make changes to this SSH key rather than the HTTPS link. As we all know, HTTPS is not very secure kwa vitu zingine. Okay. The next thing, so to create account, to introduce Git, to create account, to create a repository, and we have made changes to our repository. Juu hapa hivi see kuna this hello.txt. So if we made changes to this folder, let's say create another one and say greeting.txt. Tutaunda tu txt files. You can see imeunda na hiyo flag ya u. It means that it's untracked. This means that it has not been added. It has not been added to the Git folder yenye tuliona uko mwisho at the beginning yenye tuliandika ls with a flag. We listed the nini. We can do that again here in a minute. Okay, so if I don't have any tagline from a famous movie yenye naweza andika hello, good morning, whatever. So we have made changes, and as you can see, my editor knows that I've not saved the changes, and even if I saved the changes, it didn't change anything kwa kwa the repository. So right now if we did lsla, just a reference for those wenye hawako wamenotice tumeangalia hii. So this .git, it's what ndio ina keep track of the changes we make to this repository. So the changes we make zinakuwa added hapa hivi ndani this .git folder. So since this one has not been added to the git folder, that's why inasema untracked. So let's close this VS Code terminal and go back to our usual thingy. So if we did git add, so if you notice hatujafanya git init tena since we initialized the repository as a git. That's a one time command, you just do it once na inakuwa ni hivyo. So all the other changes that you make utakuwa tu una add. Nimefanya git add everything. That's unfortunate. So as you can see, tume add everything to the git repository. This basically means everything in this folder. Don't be confused. So we have added everything and we can commit again. We can commit with a different message now. Don't forget the flag. Created a second folder, file, sorry. And as you can see, now the log number has changed. It's 136, 38B0, whatever. So if we did that, okay, there's another command yenye hatutafanya tena. Initially, hatujarudia the git init juu it's a one time thing. Also, the git remote, ile yenye tuliandika git remote add origin, blah, 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 then we pasted the link. Hatutafanya tena juu it's already connected to our GitHub repository yenye ni the remote repository. So the only other thing we need to do is git push with the flag origin main. So as you can see here, why is it taking forever? But oh yeah, there it is. Okay, let me get back to the init and see if. Wait, guys, are we together? Please say something. Please say something. Say something.
We are together, Washington.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Where are we? Yeah, we created a second file. That's it. That's just the whole deal. So leo tuliangalie to introduce Git, tupitie the basic steps za ku create a repository, and then there are some other things zenye tunaweza fanya, like we can clone. Cloning basically means making a copy of someone's code. If maybe let's say tuseme maybe ni I have a friend anaitwa Alex, and let's go into his account. Let's go into his GitHub and clone one of his repositories. I suppose the next thing we should check is clone things. Let's clone this one. Let's clone. What should we clone? Yeah, let's clone the Netflix clone. That sounds catchy. So ukija hapa hivi kwa, you can see, I hope mmeona the steps. Nimeenda kwa the account, choose whatever I want to clone. This is what I want to clone. Nika click the repository, and then I came in here, nika-click hapa kwa code, then I need to copy this SSH. This SSH, in your case, unaweza kuwa hauna hii SSH if you have not set up the SSH keys in your machine. Unaweza kuwa hauna, so hata unaweza tumia this link here. That, then let's open another instance ya git bash. We need to have a clear background. That's all right. Well, all right. Let me zoom in a bit and make this a little bigger, so we can switch to our desktop. And if I did git, as you may have guessed, the command ni clone, git clone, then paste the link. That we want to clone. The name of the repository is Netflix clone. So as you can, cloning into that. That's everything. That's all you need to do. Like ukihitaji copy ya mtu mahali, you can clone it, ukuwe na your local copy. That's all. Unahitaji kuandika this command as it is, git clone, then the link. This could be the SSH link or the conventional HTTPS link, and it's taking a while. Please bear with my slow internet. I don't know what's wrong. It seems this is let's see, come on, a React repository. I think that's why it's taking. Oh yeah. Oh no, it's not. I don't know. Oh, easy images. Okay. Just a moment. 27. Please forgive my notifications on WhatsApp. So we can list the nini, whatever we see here ndo hii yenye tumeclone. So hata tukienda kwa desktop, let me close everything ama minimize everything. Tukienda kwa desktop ndo hii hapa, it cloned it kwa kutumia jina yenye iko kwa the repository. As you can see, it's Netflix clone, so automatically it saves this whatever it save wherever you wanted to clone it to with that name. So that's it. So tunaweza change into that directory. Let me open something I suppose I should change the background in my git bash, but I'll do that later. And for now, let's cd into that. So as you can see, now I have that repository in my machine. Did we clear this? Yeah, let's clear this. Oops, sorry. If I listed everything in this directory, you can see blah blah blah. We have this index.html. It's a basic HTML website. Oops. Let's access it from here. So a second ago, that was a repository kwa GitHub ya Alex, and now, as you can see from this link, it's running from my local machine. So even if unaweza clone repositories, that's just it. So tumepitia creation of repositories, cloning of repositories. There's one very important thing yenye we should go through to. Wait, at what time should we finish? Let's say. Don't you see, so that I don't extend your time so much. Okay, if anyone knows what should end, please tell me. Thank you. So as you can see, we have cloned Alex, a repository from Alex GitHub, and now it's running locally in our machine. Ooh, sorry about that. Please excuse me for a minute, just a minute. I am so very sorry. Hello, hello. I am terribly
Hello.
sorry about. Hello, I'm very sorry about that. Please forgive me.
Okay.
So the next thing we should go through ni so we have created a repository, we have cloned a repository. The next thing we should do is fork a repository. So let's say, for instance, you don't want to have a copy of someone's repository in your local machine, but you want to have it on your GitHub. That's where forking comes in. So, whoa, yeah. So you create a fork, yeah, someone else's repository, and GitHub will create a copy of that repository in your GitHub. So this applies for the case, as I have mentioned, it applies for the case when you don't want to have that repository in your local system. You just unataka tu ikuwe kwa GitHub yako. So as you can see now, this is my account. So unaona hapa hivi ndo my profile, and as you can see, here is my profile name, whatever, my name, and now it says Netflix clone. So if we went back to my repositories, let's see. Oh dear, where is it? Okay, let's look for it. Netflix clone. Netflix. Okay, so apparently me pia nilikuwa nimeunda Netflix clone, but this one is the one we forked from Alex's account. And as you can see, why is that selecting everything? Oh dear. Okay, so something is wrong. Okay, as you can see, it's now my repository. So that's forking. That's all there is. So the last thing I think we should check out ni ignoring files. Sometimes unaundanga repository, you don't want some files za nini, some files ziende kwa GitHub. So you can create a git ignore file, and then let's create something new. Let's call it confidential.txt. Hii nataka I remain kwa my local repository, sitaki iende kwa GitHub so that it can't be misused. Ama when we start learning the man development, I think tutakumaliza by 9:30. The last 10 minutes nitatumia kuintroduce the module. So the main focus leo ilikuwa GitHub. So we can go here and say ignore confidential.txt. Wait, did I write that right? Oh, sorry. I'm used to my editor being on autosave. Sasa nashangaa what is going on. Let's return that. So as you can see, let's comment this line. Why is it not commenting? The comment is not going. Oh yeah. So as you can see, this is being flagged as untracked. So basically our system knows, our git ile file yenye tuliona, or the folder, sorry, it knows that this confidential.txt has not been tracked. Inajua it's not tracking that specific file. So it indicates that it's untracked. But if we ignore it, the system will know that it's not supposed to be tracking that particular file. So if whatever changes we make in here, if I said my pin is confidential, I don't know why my black box is suggesting things. So if we have made changes in here, lakini unaona hapa hivi haisemi untracked, but we need to we need to notify GitHub or Git, sorry, that we have made changes. Well, technically, we have made changes to this folder due to create a git ignore. So we can say git add. Okay, there's this other trick. Yeah, could add a specific file in the same dot git ignore. So because that's the only changes we have made, then we can say git commit. Don't forget the flag ya nini. Say added git ignore. And that's it. So the last thing to do is git push to the main branch. So if we went back to our GitHub, you can see that where is that thingy? Oh dear. Just intro to Git. So as you can see, git ignore shows because we added it to the Git, and it shows that whatever file we ignored was confidential.txt. Lakini ukikuja hapa hivi kwa files zenye ziko kwa hii repository, you cannot see the confidential.txt. That is because we ignored it. That's basically what it means. Since we ignored it, it won't show, and it won't be pushed to the Git repository or the GitHub repository. So I suppose all it today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Do I think we should? The other thing I should probably say is that the beginning of the module today, tulikuwa tuna introduce get you familiarized with Git and GitHub for those that haven't had the chance to. There's a lady that said ameunda account. Stella, she's still in. Let's see. Yeah, I hope Stella, it's now clear how you can create a repository and stuff. Yeah, so this thing is annoying. Let's go to something else. So yeah, hiyo ndo tulikuwa tuangalie leo, introduction to Git and GitHub and all that stuff. The module tunafaa kuintroduce pia leo. So as you may have heard, this is just the beginning of the man. I don't know if I should open something. Hadi kitu nani? Dear Lord, why? Why is it doing that this morning? So basically, this is MongoDB. For those wenye wajui man inasimamia nini, I just want to do something here. Well, my keyboard has a problem with writing express. X means stands for React. Yes. And N. Sorry. What goes? So that's what man stands for. Man stands for EAPA. And this is today was the beginning of our the man develop or a man stack development. So wakati unasikia mtu akisema yeye ni full stack developer, it means that they develop the front end and the back end, which I am, and I use this stack. So unaweza sikia mtu akisema yeye ni man stack developer. So that's sorry. So that's what I am, and we shall be covering this with the help of the available guests. So today was the beginning of that. So we shall introduce this. And before we do that, tunataka tu tuanze basics. So the next few weeks, we shall be covering this. Some of you are very familiar with them, some of you aren't. So for the sake of those that aren't, we shall be covering for the next few weeks, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, because this this web development is completely and entirely based on JavaScript as a programming language. MongoDB is you go research what this means. No SQL. Those who don't know, uh, MongoDB is a NoSQL database for storing data. Okay, thank you, Blackbox. I suppose that's enough. So that's that. Forgive my thingy, the black box. It's got all over the place. Express. This is a web framework, a Node.js web framework, a Node.js web framework for for building APIs. I hope nikisema APIs you can relate. Sorry, last time we had a session in which tulifunzwa APIs. Okay, apparently my black box knows. So React, most of you might have heard of it, ni a JS library for creating website UIs. And Node.js, most people confuse Node.js. It's not a framework or a library ya JavaScript. It's a runtime environment. It allows you to environment. It's a runtime environment, yeah, JavaScript. It allows you to run JavaScript code off the website. You see, conventionally, and forgive me if I extend time so much, conventionally, we were only able to initially, for the introduction of Node, we were only able to run JavaScript code on the website. That's why our website has this thing called console. And I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself, so I won't go any further. So wejua kitambo tulikuwa the only place you could run JavaScript code ilikuwa kwa browsers, but these days it's possible to run kwa machine locally and even create servers. So that's what we will be covering, and that's why nasema this stack, the man stack, sasa hii the man stack for web development, it's purely and mostly based on JavaScript, the language, since React ni library ya JavaScript for creating web UIs, and Node ni runtime environment ya JS, na Express, there should be two S's here. Express ni a Node.js framework ya build web applications and APIs. So that's what we shall be covering in the next, hopefully, few weeks, so that we can get a basic understanding of the man stack. If you allow me, I can show you the power of the man stack. Just a teaser of what it's capable of doing. There's an app here I've hosted yenye don't remember. There you go. It's going to take some time juu inakuanga na spin down in the mahali nimeihost to whomever that is hosting. I'm not sure who. Please, the other person with mic privileges. It's you I'm referring to as the host. Thank you. So, oh yeah, there we go. Hello.
Yes, Washington.
Yeah, I just needed you to give us an overview. Yeah, the progress and everything, and however you feel.
Oh, thank you very much, Washington. I guess the session was just great. Yeah, for a start, at least, yeah, watu wenye wamekuwa cooperative, at least wamesoma version control with Git and GitHub. So it's your own responsibility now. You go and at least try whatever that umeona, okay? If utaelewa anything, I'll share the link ya the session, okay? Iko kwa GDSC platform, YouTube. So you can just follow up with that. At least you have learned version control with Git and GitHub. It is just for a start. Yeah, for a start, I can say the session imekuwa tu poa. So I guess we can call it a day. Anyone mwenye maybe ako na swali, the window is open. If not, I guess we can just call it a day because I can see Washington amerudi. Washington
Yeah,
imefunguka. You are to show us the what man can do. I don't know, Washington anashinda kipotea. For a start, yeah, it is just good. You just be following up with this because utaipata opportunity ingine tu kama hii. If this season passes away, yeah, ni hivyo. Ikishaenda
listen.
imeenda. You will just wait like
Yeah,
another maybe time ndio utapata such an opportunity to
yeah.
learn things like this. So for a start, hii ni wiki ya kwanza na we will be having these sessions weekly. So next week pia kuna session same venue same time from 8 p.m. We'll now dig into something else. By the time tunamaliza this session tutakuwa tumecover uh, the man MongoDB venye tumesema, Express, Node.js, yeah, all those things. And by the time tunamaliza, at least you can certify that umesoma kitu, and will be maybe it is a full stack web development study jam. At least you'll have acquired the skills zenye unahitaji to kickstart your web developing journey. So I can say the session imekuwa too great sana. Yeah. So let's just keep it here. Washington, if you can hear me over there. I don't know where Washington ameenda. Washington anashinda akienda akirudi. He was to show us kuna project alikuwa na deal nayo na alikuwa tuoneshe the power of the man, yeah, the man stack. I just want you to see like how you can come up with natively beautiful website application and website platforms, okay? By the time tunamaliza this study jams. So seems like Washington harudi. I guess we can just call it a day. I don't know where ameenda. Anyone mwenye ako na any inquiry, anyone, you can just react. You can just react. Anyone. So seems like each and everyone is okay. Yeah, I guess you can leave. I guess we can leave. We can call it a day. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for your attendance. So this was just a start of it. You can dig more on Git and GitHub. In case of any inquiry, in case ulemewe in setting up those stuff, okay, you just DM me. Yeah, DM me. I'll guide you all along and I'll guide you through. You just need to download a Git SDK kwa their website. You just need to download a Git SDK and configure it in your laptop. In case of any inquiry, you can just DM me anytime. Okay, version control inakusaidia like the moment you are working on projects as a group. Let's say we take this group tuchukue like watu saba and we are working on a similar projects, okay? Maybe are using the same using the same maybe code base, okay, using maybe the same code base, we can control the different version of the same code, okay. Maybe there is that original code, and then kuna the many versions, maybe Stella edit the same version, unaona, maybe Brian edit the same version, so kutakuwa na the main code base, and then kutakuwa na the edited versions, okay. Hizo ndio zinaitwa maybe sasa the branches, okay, that will be having. So even ndio version control inakusaidia, and as a developer you can't work peke yako, you just need to work as a team so that you can be a successful techie in this world. So I think we can call it a day. See you there. Tomorrow we'll be having another event to kickstart. We'll be having a Google employer. It will be like how you can drive into this tech world and maybe get employed into big companies like Google. So yeah, we'll be having the session from 4 p.m. I guess. So see you there. I think mtu anaweza leave. Yeah, tuonane kesho.